You're watching Newsday TV. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ken Bufa. Suspected serial killer Rex Heuermann is now on suicide watch in jail. And at the same time, investigators are continuing to search a storage unit as well as his home. Newsday TV's Steve Langford brings us the latest on the Gilgo Beach investigation.
4 days into the exhaustive collection of evidence at the home of accused serial killer Rex Heuermann in Massapequa Park, Suffolk County Police tell Newsday there is no end in sight for the ongoing search here. And now, just a couple of miles from there, authorities executing a search warrant at a storage facility on Broadway in Amityville. Officials from the Suffolk County Crime Laboratory and the medical examiner's office at the scene collecting evidence from a storage unit linked to Heuermann.
A couple of people who work on this side of the street from the storage facility tell us they saw one police car stationed over here starting a few days ago.
The importance of the storage units is that investigators early on believed that he killed the women in one spot and processed the bodies somewhere else. And for that, he needed something like a storage unit.
Newsday investigative reporter Sandra Petty says the bodies of the 3 Gilgo Beach victims for whom Heuermann is charged with their murders were tied up with belts or duct tape and wrapped in burlap, according to the Suffolk County District Attorney.
A storage unit would be perfect for that because it would be private, he'd have time, he wouldn't have to worry about friends or family stopping by his home.
He's a big, tall dude.
Roy Smith lives and works across the street from the Amityville storage facility and says he remembers seeing Rex Heuermann around here.
Yeah, this is a guy. I see him a couple of times over by the gas station, get gas.
A police car was seen stationed outside another storage unit at the same facility Monday.
It's not over. I mean, it's not over by a long shot. So this is the first step.
Suffolk County District Attorney Ray Tierney telling Newsday authorities decided they could not wait any longer to arrest Heuermann because he continued to contact sex workers, according to court papers, sparking fears for their safety.
You know, this is great, right? But we all talk about how many bodies are out there. So let's there's so much more work to be done.
And there remain 6 other Gilgo Beach victims whose families continue their long wait for justice.
Full justice is all the cases being closed.
Steve Langford for Newsday TV.
Now, Newsday's team of journalists is working around the clock to bring you the very latest on the Gilgo investigation. To read more, just click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. The Nassau police are searching for the gunman who shot 2 people in Freeport. The shooting happened Saturday at Awa on the Nautical Mile. One victim was shot in the back. The other suffered a gunshot to the groin. And the NYPD has a new police commissioner. After being sworn in today, Edward Caban spoke about one of his priorities.
So the NYPD will use every resource available and deploy every strategy available as we fight this war against illegal guns and the criminals who pull the triggers.
Weeks ago, he becomes the first person of Latino heritage to permanently get the job. And a somber anniversary here on the island because 27 years ago today, TWA Flight 800 exploded off the South Shore. The Boeing 747 went down in the Atlantic off Smith Point Beach. The plane had just taken off from JFK on its way to Paris. All 230 people on board were killed. Federal investigators concluded an explosion in the jet's center fuel tank was to blame. And the LI satisfaction ratings took a big hit after it rolled out service to Grand Central Madison. It appears the service changes that came with the $11 billion project were not a big hit with commuters. In the newly released Customers Count survey, which was conducted in May, the overall customer satisfaction was at 68%. Now that's a drop of 13%, and roughly 21,000 riders took part in the survey. And no deal. Several published reports claim Saquon Barkley and the Giants failed to agree on a multi-year contract by today's deadline. The Giants put the franchise tag on the running back earlier this year, meaning he would make a little more than $10 million this season. However, any franchise player who fails to sign a multi-year deal has to play under a 1-year contract or sit out the season. Before the deadline, Barkley posted on Twitter, "It is what it is." Now, for weeks, we've been hearing about the Canadian wildfires that have been pumping smoke into the air and making life miserable for those with respiratory problems. But tonight, we're hearing from a Suffolk forest ranger who's described what it's like to be on the front lines.
A great experience, first time out west and first time working with rangers from other states. I would go again, getting a lot of experience, meeting a lot of new people and bringing all of those new methods and techniques back to New York for our fires. I think it's a great reason to go out. Long Island is pretty flat. We don't have a lot of mountain ranges or anything to really climb up whenever we have fire. It's usually pretty easy and pretty open, especially once a fire comes through. Even if it's a forested area, most of the ground level vegetation is going to be gone for most fires for us. So it's pretty easy walking. Up there, the vegetation is extremely thick. There's a lot of slash, which is just down trees, a lot of stuff in the way, a lot of stuff to climb over, climb around. The tactics are completely different because you can't get around as easily as you can on the island. So there's a lot of ground fires. We were pretty much just trying to get water onto them somehow, either through bucket drops from the helicopter or using a lot of hose lays to bring up water from a lake, a pond, or any kind of water source. Just seeing the expanse of the wilderness and how much of it actually burned, because there's not much barriers to the fire besides natural barriers like water sources up there. So it kind of just goes until it hits something wet, and then we have to go in and find what's left to try to make sure it doesn't keep burning for as long as possible.
Now, to read more about the wildfires, just click Get More below the NewsdayTV video box. All right, let's take a look at your Long Island weather. You can see tonight we have partly cloudy skies with temps in the 70s, and tomorrow cloudy skies with temps in the 80s. So taking a closer look at tomorrow, you can see it's going to be a mostly cloudy day with isolated thunderstorms moving in during the evening hours.
Get more of the stories you've seen on Newsday TV at Newsday.com. Plus breaking news, investigations, things to do, restaurants, and other Long Island news you can't get anywhere else. At Newsday.com, covering Long Island like no one else can.
From unique coffee to great food and the beach, Macy Eglin takes us to Bay Shore and today's destination downtown.
Long Island's South Shore is a summer season staple, and one downtown packed with family fun is Bay Shore.
Start your day off with a little pep in your step at Bay Shore Bean.
It just provides a space for people to just escape and have a home outside of home, which I think is really, really important.
Kate O'Connell opened the place in 2015, giving caffeine lovers their morning fix with the variety of coffee beans they roast themselves.
So what do you think it is about your coffee and your products that are bringing people in, day after day?
So for me personally, I love flavored coffee, and we offer the beans that are actually flavored with an edible essential oil. They're always changing. We're always having new flavors coming, like we have a new toasted almond right now and a s'mores, which is perfect time for summer.
Plus, all the baked goods and bagels are locally sourced, with vegan and gluten-free options as well. Bay Shore is also home to Benjamin's Beach, the perfect place for family fun in the sun. And they also offer a snack bar and a pirate-themed spray park for the little ones. After a day in the sun, it's time to eat.
This little town of Bay Shore has really become like the staple of the South Shore.
Alyssa DiGirolamo opened Local Burger Company on Main Street, offering a menu packed with mouth-watering, handcrafted burgers. Some of them with toppings you might not expect, like a peanut butter burger topped with cheddar cheese and bacon, and most recently, a kelp burger.
It's kind of fun, kind of crazy, kind of seasonal, and it has that, like ocean vibe, which again, we're right on the South Shore, so I think people are going to get into it, but it's a little funky, but I think it's totally fun.
A perfect spot for meat lovers and vegans alike. And of course, nothing pairs better with a burger than a milkshake.
They do everything from the classics to seasonal specialties and my personal favorite, the s'mores, topped with mini marshmallows, of course.
Everyone could come here and have something for them. It's just not just like burgers and fries. We try to make it a really good experience for the entire family.
For Newsday TV in Bayshore, I'm Macy Egland.
And those burgers look good. Now, for more on Destination Downtown Bayshore, go to Newsday.com, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. The new Barbie movie is set to hit the big screen this week, and we found one of the biggest Barbie fans on the island. Elisa DiStefano has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
With big buzz about the Barbie movie, we went in search of Long Island's biggest Barbie fans, and that led us here to Huntington. Cindy Hemmerquist has loved Barbie for as long as she can remember.
I don't ever remember not having a Barbie as a child. I just kind of never grew out of it.
Her house is now home to hundreds of Barbies. Cindy, this is my Barbie dream come true. In her basement, Barbies from different generations and genres occupy every inch in their own homes and habitats.
This Barbie is from the 60s. My husband built this house from plans from the 1950s. It's called a Betsy McCall dollhouse, but he scaled it up for Barbie size.
So this is where you imagine Barbie would live in the 60s?
Yes.
Oh, she's beautiful.
Perfect for a teenage fashion model.
Cindy also collects Skipper and Barbie's best friends.
Barbie in her dorm room with her roommate, Midge. In the center, that's the Stacy doll. And she was Barbie's friend from London.
Let's have Barbie over for tea.
There's more.
Yes.
There's more.
So this is the new Barbie dream house. This is cool because it has a sliding door. In my 20s, I was trying to think about the things that really gave me joy. And the thing that, no questions asked, with no weird baggage, that gave me joy was Barbie. So I decided to go to National Barbie Convention. Then that led me to learning about vintage Barbie. This is the vintage Barbie fashion shop, but I've populated it with the Silkstone Barbies that came out in 2000.
Now this is a dream closet.
Yes.
What brings back the most memories for Cindy, and for me too, is this special section. And here it is.
This is
Dream House.
This era of Barbie is called Superstar because this is the Superstar Barbie. And I think that the movie is kind of capturing the spirit of Superstar Barbie.
Of course, Cindy's ultimate dream house is complete with the classic Corvette, Ferrari. That's really the Ken that I remember. And pool house.
I had her!
Oh my goodness! Hello, old friend. Oh, it's Barbie's world. I'm just happy to be playing in it. She's just as beautiful as I remember. It's really amazing about Barbie is just how many generations have loved her.
Yeah.
For Newsday TV, Elisa DiStefano.
My little girls would love that collection. Now, to read more about it, go to Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
Watch Newsday TV on the big screen. Use the remote to activate Siri, Alexa, Roku, or the Google Assistant on your streaming device. Say, install Newsday. Newsday TV, covering Long Island like no one else can.
You're watching Newsday TV. I'm Ken Buffa. Thank you so much for joining us. We leave you now with a look at your 7-day forecast.